Voters in Iran may be hours away from making history. This is the eve of an election in Iran that may change that country in a big way. President Ahmadinejad is in trouble. He may be in the midst of a slowly building, slowly burning uprising against him, and the election is being watched closely for any signs, among other things, that President Obama's recent Middle Eastern venture made a connection. Our chief foreign correspondent, Richard Engel, is in Tehran and with us tonight with the very latest. Richard, for those who don't follow and study Iran, this came out of nowhere. During our last interview with Ahmadinejad in Tehran, he gave off the aura of a guy firmly in control, seemingly able to crush opposition. Where did this come from?
Good evening, Brian. Many here describing this as a possible turning point. Almost no one in this country, particularly the government, expected that the youth, the students, would turn out in the tens of thousands to demand change. They want the end of Iran's isolation. It took this government very much by surprise. Officials here had been calling for students to come out to participate in the campaign, but they had not expected this kind of anger that we've been seeing on the streets. There was no campaigning today. President Ahmadinejad still does have a strong base of support, particularly in rural communities and among the urban poor. But lower oil prices, Obama's message of outreach, and rising inflation in this country have all chipped away at his lead. Brian?
So if an uprising fails this time, I guess there's no putting that genie back in the bottle. And what's the chance this whole process ends without a shot being fired?
There are concerns here that no matter what happens tomorrow, the party that does not win could turn violent. Though many in the government have called for calm, this country has never been more divided. It would be difficult for the government, if it did win, to have a crackdown, because if it were to win and Ahmadinejad stayed in power, this kind of emotion that has come out onto the streets would be difficult to contain.
All right, this is supposed to be a day of peace throughout Iran. No campaigning allowed, but Richard Engel will stay in place and will be there for the vote and the results tomorrow. Richard, our thanks for tonight.